competition was March 18th and March 19th, and here's how things went 2 weeks before state.
My role is I am an attorney for the prosecution, and I cross-examine the defense's forensic expert, and I do the closing argument. To prepare for state, I'm mostly talking through arguments and trying to predict what they will say, as well as trying to memorize my closing, because a lot of what I do has to come from what happens in the trial.
My role on the mock trial team, I am a defense attorney. I do both of the directs for the defense. I do the direct of our expert witness, which is Dr. Avery Ryan, a forensics expert, and then the other direct I do is of Cameron Smith, the janitor, who was the first-hand account of the scene of the crime. Right now, to prepare for state, I'm going over both my directs with my witnesses.
I'm a defense attorney. Specifically, I give the opening for the defense, and I also cross-examine one of the prosecution witnesses. Largely, I'm going over my opening and making sure there aren't any mistakes in it, making sure I remember it, I have it memorized, and I can get the pacing right and make sure to say everything right. And also, of course, I'm going over my cross, make sure that everything's perfect, and that I'm not going to accidentally ask a really dumb question.
Yes. Absolutely.
How much are the sunglasses?
$16.99. That's not worth it.
They're going back.
Here, you want to
You could buy two rug
Two blankets. You could buy 2 blankets.
2 hours before state.
Chanel bronzer? No, I was talking about
Holy grail.
No.
This is the best bronzer. Come on, Caitlin.
Do we care about how much jail time he gets if he's found guilty?
No!
Why is that?
We're not guilty.
Because it is bifurcated. That means we have now cut this trial in half. We are only determining guilt or not guilt. That's it. No sentencing at this point.
On a pretty bomb. Oh yeah. Wait.
What's your favorite mock trial memory so far?
So far on the trip, my favorite memory is we went to this Mexican restaurant and somebody told the waiters that it was Jimmy's birthday. It was not Jimmy's birthday, and then they got him a sombrero and we all sang him happy birthday, and it was just really funny.
Are you prepared for tomorrow for your state trial?
I'm pretty prepared. We're gonna go over it tonight. It'll be fun. Gonna switch up a lot the night before, but yeah, it'll go fine. I'm excited. Hey Caitlin, so what'd you order from the Mexican restaurant?
I ordered 3 tacos a la carte. They're beef.
And did you like them?
Yes, they're good.
Did you take a mint afterwards?
No, I hate mint. I can't with mint.
Do you like your roommate?
Coming from my roommate? That's coming from my roommate?
Caitlin, do you feel happy with your performance at state?
I thought I did fine. I mean, I definitely could have done better with some things.
She did great.
I've been told I was sassy.
Sassy?
By many
She
people.
was cheeky.
And cheeky as well, right? That's what they said?
Because I love my job, I always like to say,
Mm-hmm.
cop sucks, forensic expert sucks, everybody else sucks except me because I'm the best. That's my job.
So, my final question to you is, are we making top 8 tomorrow?
We better be making top 8 tomorrow.
At least that's what we told KK.
Yeah. Third, you then confront them on the information. You say, on such and such a date, you said the following, this, right? Didn't you? Yes, I did.
Commit, credit, confront.
Now, he did it slightly different, because what you're supposed to do after that, in normal terms, how we've taught you guys, is to
No milk?
I don't trust her.
So your Starbucks finally got here.
Yes, it did.
And how long did that take?
2 hours. We just took a whole campus tour.
And things like that, so I will do my best. So for the 2023 ISBA High School mock trial, the outstanding attorneys are Zachary Masoni from Carmel Catholic.
Look at that Jeep. Kryptonite. No. I'm scared. Zach Masoni, go stand next to that Jeep.
Hi, this is Sophia Barros reporting live, CDN News at 8. We're at the Walmart in Springfield, Illinois. There's Anna Freedy, Mr. Waddle. Yeah, this is Caitlin Drabinski. Everybody say hi. We're walking through Walmart. We're gonna go find matching t-shirts.
Y'all need Jesus.
Oh my
That
god.
was the consensus.
Am I doing a small one too? How far away are we? Okay. Wait, no, I need the.
Arriving back home
That's my
at
course.
9:20.
Yeah, okay.
So 12 minutes.
I'm gonna eat a little bit longer before we go. Thank you.
Yeah, before dinner.
Maddie, what'd you get at Wally's?
I got a salute, and I got a ring cock and cheeses. It seems like the healthiest option. It's like Zach Masoni's hair. Can we braid it? Oh my god.
Overall, Carmel's mock trial team made 9th at state. Congrats to everyone on the team.
Good morning, I'm Hannah Livingston.
And I'm Jack Crow. It's 8:03 and it's time for school to begin. Today is an all-class day, so go to period A first. There is no advisory today and lunch will be during period D.
Global Friends will have a meeting in the Multicultural Center after school this Friday from 3:15 to 4:15. They will eat snacks and play board games. The Google Classroom code is IMCX4PM. Contact Jacqueline Kaglar or Mrs. Fitzpatrick with any questions.
Up next, we have Liam with sports, Jacqueline with current events, and more. Take it away, Liam.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Hannah. We'll start today with baseball, who had a 12-1 win on Tuesday over Dundee Crown and powered in part to Rhett Wolf's home run. But yesterday, due to the daylight rule in IHSA not allowing lights on baseball fields, the game ended in a 6-6 draw in 6 innings. The game ends in a draw due to the fact that the teams played in more than 5 innings, making it, therefore, a full game. And the softball team has a game today at Evanston High School. Both JV and varsity are set to start at 4:45. And the varsity women's soccer team moves to 4-0 with a tight 2-1 win last night over the Scouts in Lake Forest. And the boys lacrosse team had a game versus Marion. And no, this isn't a typo. They won by a score of 17-0. Congrats to Kyler Gornick for a shutout and a goal last night. And the girls lacrosse team has a game tonight versus Huntley here at Baker Stadium. Varsity is set to start at 6:30. And in the volleyball Carmel Bowl tonight, the Corsairs will be seeing Mount Carmel here in the Salvi. Varsity is set to start around 6:15 with JV being right before. And now we'll send it over to Jacqueline Kaglar with current events. Jacqueline?
Thank you, Liam. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Kaglar with current events. Researchers have successfully analyzed strands of famous composer Ludwig van Beethoven that could answer questions about his health. One of the most famous composers in the world, Beethoven was famous for being a prolific composer even when he became deaf at the age of 44. Researchers discovered that Beethoven did not die of lead poisoning, as was previously believed, nor did he die of cirrhosis, which is caused by drinking too much alcohol. Beethoven's hair did, however, suggest that Beethoven was predisposed to liver disease, and he may have had a disease which could also damage the liver. Researchers found that Beethoven's health problems towards the end of his life might have been caused by either celiac disease or ulcerative colitis. Researchers did not find out what caused Beethoven to go deaf. Moving to national news, today marks the third day that school workers in Los Angeles, the second largest school district in the U.S., are going on strike. The strike was started by teaching assistants, custodians, and bus drivers, but has since been joined by the teacher union. School workers are demanding higher wages, about a 30% increase in pay, so they can keep up with the cost of living in L.A. These workers, on average, earn about $25,000 a year, above about $10,000 below the national poverty line. Because housing is so expensive in LA, these paychecks often only go to paying the rent. These strikes have given approximately 420,000 students 3 days of no school. Due to a time limit on the strike, classes will resume tomorrow. Moving to international news, Boris Johnson is currently on trial for lying to Parliament about hosting parties on Downing Street during the COVID lockdown. Parties were banned in Britain during the COVID lockdown to prevent the virus from spreading. However, former Prime Minister Johnson still hosted several parties that broke social distancing laws in a scandal that would come to be known as Partygate. Johnson claims that although he did mislead Parliament, he did so unintentionally. If it is decided that Johnson intentionally misled Parliament, he could be suspended from Parliament, which means Johnson could lose a lot of political power. More on the story in the coming weeks. Our final story today is about Terran 1. Terran 1 is the world's first 3D printed rocket, and it launched yesterday. Terran 1 managed to make it to space, but the second stage, the one that takes it into orbit, unfortunately failed. Despite this failure, the Terran 1 team was able to complete all their objectives and gather valuable data. Perhaps the future will hold more 3D rockets. That's all for current events. I'm Jacqueline Kaglar. Up next is an interview with the Environmental Club.
Yesterday, we rolled out our reusable utensil program at Carmel. Susan, can you share a little bit about the background of this initiative?
Yes, thank you, Christian. We were discussing the waste generated in the cafeteria during one of our environmental club meetings last fall, and in particular, the once-used plastic utensils in the cafeteria. We held a brainstorming session, and we came up with this idea of handing out utensil kits to all the students.
Bridget, you're a senior and the outgoing president of the environmental club. What have you learned about the waste of the last couple years at Carmel?
So I've definitely learned a lot throughout all the classes and the programs we've implemented in Carmel. But one of the major things is that the students need to be the change. And if we want to solve a problem, we need to first stop being the problem. And although this is just one small thing, by introducing these kits, it builds up. And by implementing these, more and more schools will be reducing their waste like we are. And we're hoping by reducing our plastic waste now, it helps bring a cleaner future.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to add?
We have a number of environmental club initiatives planned for Earth Week later in April, so stay tuned.
All right, thank you very much. If you are interested in joining the environmental club, please reach out to Mrs. T.
For CDN News at 8, and I'm here with Mr. Patasic to talk about Carmel's CSI program. Mr. Patasic, what is CSI?
CSI is Carmel's newest club. It basically means Campus Sponsorship Initiative. It's our philanthropy club. Students participate in fundraising, essentially, to support the mission of the school by reaching out to local members of the community.
What does CSI do?
Raise money. Essentially raise money for three major causes. One is the campus in general. The other is the Street Scenes fundraiser and the golf outing. So it's about raising money, ultimately funneling back to the school to support the mission and initiatives that Carmel has in place, from beautification, gardens, to classroom furniture, and all the like. It's about raising money for the school by reaching out to local businesses, people who have supported the school in the past, reaching out to them and getting their support to continue into the future.
What percentage of their sales do students earn?
So this is what the big thing about CSI is. For every sale a student closes, they receive 10% back towards their tuition from each sale closed. So 10% back on $5,000 is a substantial amount of money. And kids have been closing sales all throughout the year, but we do have a push going on for the last 2 months of school, April and May. The goal is to raise $10,000, and we are looking for new members to start now and to continue their membership on into next school year. So if you are interested, we are looking for new members to help us meet our $10,000 2-month goal for April and May.
When are the meetings?
Meetings are held every Monday right after school, depending on when the day ends, but it's right after school in my classroom 601.
Why should students join?
I think for 2 reasons. One, to make some extra money towards your tuition, as well as to help the school essentially be part of this philanthropy, especially if you're going to go into any sort of business or sales. This is a club that gives you some experience and some networking ability.
Is there a Google Classroom code?
There is. The Google Classroom code is lowercase ODPYIMK. Again, that's ODPYIMK.
Thank you. I'm Caitlin Dravinsky for CDN News at 8. We'll be right back.
And one more thing. The voting for the Walkathon t-shirts is currently ongoing. Make sure you check your emails. Vote for the Walkathon 2023 t-shirt design.
Welcome back. All the remaining meetings for the Diversity and Equity Council and the Black Student Union will be held during lunch. Plan on bringing your lunch to the Multicultural Center during your lunch wave. The next Diversity and Equity Council meeting is Thursday, March 23rd. Email Mrs. Fitzpatrick with any questions.
And that's all we have today, Carmel Catholic. I'm Jack Crow.
And I'm Hannah Livingston. Have a thoughtful Thursday, Carmel.